Yes, yes, yes. Stagnation. Crypto Warriors.
Champions.
Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen.
Pew, pew, pew.
Oh man. Double up.
Champion.
How you doing today, sir?
It's a beautiful Monday morning.
Actually, you know what I realized the other day?
Uh oh.
It was your birthday on September, when is it?
Sixth.
And I totally forgot, brother.
You didn't forget.
Happy birthday, champion. You
You
know?
just got younger, man.
Well, if corporate America will leave us alone, maybe we'll have a moment to say happy birthday to our friends and family.
You know what
Okay.
happened that day, too?
What was it?
All hell at corporate America.
Oh, yeah. That was not fun at all. But good morning, crypto warriors. Happy Monday to you. Okay, top of the week. We have all the champions up in this piece. Obviously, you see the title, and you guys are probably wondering what the heck is up with these guys.
Why they bring in to us this morning?
Old women, old women need Bitcoin.
Hey, it's as simple as that, man.
We've come to this conclusion. Okay, but before we get into this, okay, let's see if there's some comments and then maybe an announcement. I know we have something on Bit Black Blockchain Summit, and then of course, man, is it going to be a Bitcoin show if we do not start with Bitcoin?
Let's go ahead.
Okay, let's look at what's happening here with the price action as of this morning.
Don't look at everything else.
Well, at least look at the stable coin. So we have Bitcoin trading at $25,705.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think there's a possibility of a further pullback actually based on some charts we've been looking at.
They call it astrology, but it's all right.
Listen, man, I love astrology. Astrology for men. Who cares? Um, Now, one other thing that is interesting here is the tether. Tether seems to be,
USDT?
yeah,
Oh man, they came at it so hard during the bear market this
yeah.
year, man.
Well, listen,
I
it has
survived though.
it has not depegged yet like USDC. Is one is one of the things I'm always kind of looking at, like
Oh
what is
my
going to happen
god.
to any stable coin. Well, in this case, mostly Tether and USDC. However, go ahead.
I'll say one thing though. When you look at that chat, right? People always saying, "Oh, Bitcoin is so volatile."
Right.
You see how stable it is compared to all the other stuff.
Hey, well, until it's not, I guess. Until it's not. Okay, so obviously looking at the price here,
Yeah.
what do you think? What do you think is going to be happening with this price action on Bitcoin?
Well, I can't. Again, people call it astrology. I'm looking at it on the daily chart.
Mm,
I'm looking at it at the 4 hour chart. It looks like it's hitting support at this moment. We might get it to go down to 24. Like it's still between the 0.028 and the point 0
right.
Fibonacci levels. So it still has some room to come down before it comes up, but it's hanging around that support level, which is around 2500.
Mm,
If we can hold that, then we can get to bounce up. We have a double bottom. Actually, we have a double bottom already. It failed. The double bottom failed September 7th. So it's coming back down. So we might have a triple bottom. Who knows? But
okay.
that's where we're at right now.
I'm not going to go too deep into the tier here, but I think that we're going to make it down to this previous resistance and support levels here, around 23K ish is where I think we're going to be hanging out for a little bit.
Yep.
Maybe 24, somewhere there.
Yep.
Okay. Well, moving on then, we're going to just Black Blockchain Summit.
Yes, sir.
September, what is it? September what again?
21st to the
21st to 23rd?
23rd. We
We
plan
have,
to be there all day, actually, all those 3 days.
oh,
Do we?
well, maybe you do. I'm not going to be there all day.
I mean, like all those days. That's what I meant. 21, 22nd. We're paying for this, so I must as well go to all
Yeah,
3
no,
events.
definitely. I will show up every day.
Yeah.
Might not stay all day. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
that's happening. If you're interested, coming to hang out with, meet some new people. I think the gentleman of crypto is also going to be there
Yeah,
as well.
Bitcoin's there. We'll be there.
Listen,
We'll
man,
be there.
let's hang out. Meet us out there, and let's do the damn thing. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now
To the topic.
to the topic at hand, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, here's obviously we're living a time when a lot of things are evolving. To be honest, okay. But actually, before we get into this, let's read some. I'd like to read some of these comments here. We have 64 ECG. That
Yes.
is actually that flows easily on the tongue, man. He
Yeah.
says, "What's up, peeps? What's up to you too?" Bashir Mohammed is in the house as well. He
Shut
says,
up.
"Great to see you guys. Great to see you as well, Bashir. Thank you for joining us, sir. It's always an incredible time when we gather to make this thing happen." Okay, now where was I? As you can see, I'm wearing my love coat today. It's because we're here spreading love to everyone. Okay, we clearly live in an interesting time. A time when there's a lot of things unfolding right now that we've never seen before
Mm, mm.
in our human history. One of such things is Bitcoin itself, the creation of the first form of the hardest money we've ever seen. Abi,
Yes, sir.
okay. I don't know if we'll see another one.
Money that comes to you through creation of energy. You
Exactly,
know.
right? And to an extent, maybe to someone outside looking in, they could say, well, these Bitcoin people think Bitcoin is a solution to everything. It probably isn't. There are other things that probably solve those other problems. However, okay,
However,
exactly. This topic we're going to be talking about here, yeah, I would say it's definitely thought provoking. Given the all the new things we see unfolding, we think that this is one of those worth looking at as well. So we're going to be diving into the question: can Bitcoin potentially be a lifeline for single mothers facing financial challenges, especially as they cross into, and of course, this can apply to really anyone, whether it's a single father, single, anyone who does not have the finances at a point in time when they're supposed to have it, right? Uh, the reason why we bring this up, obviously, when we talk about new things that are unfolding, one of the new things that we see right now is a lot of people going through life single, if you will.
yep.
Um,
A lot of women going through life single.
well, for sure, a lot of well, strong, independent women, Abi.
Eh,
For every action there's outcomes, right? So we're
yes.
going to be obviously seeing this strong, independent set of women
Mm.
approaching an age where it is a bit more difficult to be strong per se. Why are you laughing? This guy, a renegade.
Hey, they say though, for a nation to be successful, we have to fix the women issue.
Listen, man, it's just who said that?
Yeah, I said it.
Okay, there we go. Now we're talking. Put it there, sir. Stand on your word. Listen. So obviously, as this time is evolving, we're clearly seeing these videos of women go, like, "Oh, well, I don't want to work," etc., etc. It is what it is. Now, what is going to happen when these people get to 65, 70? Right? I know this because for me myself, right, I see my father right now in that sort of place where he's upper or higher up in age, and every time I go and I meet him there and I talk to him, he's being taken care of right now, and it's always this thing where first of all you have this. For me it was the first time, right, where I'm like, yo, you face that I guess that mortality aspect
Mm.
of your life where you're like, man, this is where I'm heading. This is where a lot of people are heading, right? It's something that we don't think about it as young people, right? But I think maybe it's because my parents are older now and I get an insight to that. But we find ourselves in this situation where there's going to be a lot of aging women. How do you think this will turn out, Double O? And how do you think, before we even get into the Bitcoin, how do you think this will turn out?
All right, so it goes back to this long history, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of women were watching, Beyonce, independent woman. I
Mm.
don't need no man, enjoying the old lifestyle. And then here comes this younger generation saying, "Hey, man, I woke up this morning. I ain't got no kids to worry about. Life is great. I don't need no man. I got a job. Life is wonderful."
Mm.
But then you start crossing a certain age, and you're like, "Wait a second, there's nobody to keep me warm." There's
Okay.
nobody to keep me warm. Bitcoin can't keep you warm, man.
No, I mean, listen. Bitcoin can keep you warm.
unless you put the mining machines next to you. You
Bitcoin
can
can,
mine the Bitcoin next to you on the bed.
yeah, Bitcoin can definitely keep you warm. Honestly, you can use it to pay for whatever sort of you know services that you
Yeah,
will need.
that is
Okay.
the next level, though. That's the next level. This is when Bitcoin comes into play, right? The way it
Yes.
keeps you warm is the return on investment.
Yeah. Yeah. That was it. Well, here's the thing. Obviously, as we transition into this phase where these women become of what they call it sunsetting age.
Oh, that's a new terminology.
Oh, you've never heard this before?
Sunsetting.
Have you guys heard of the sunset age? Let us know in the comments. I don't know. I don't know because maybe that just came up in my mind. Okay. So as I approach this point, here's one thing. We know it seems to me that a 401k is not something that is solid enough to maintain most people in their retirement ages, right? Obviously, people aim to make as much money as possible so that they can take care of themselves forever. But it's just not going to happen for everyone. That's the reality, right?
Mhm.
There could be people on the internet all day telling you, well, you have to push harder, you have to push harder, whatever. Not everyone is going to make it, period. It's just what it is. And so for those situations, you have to have a realistic plan as to how things turn out. Let's say for me, for one, a 401k and stuff like that. For I don't see it as something that will be useful.
If you calculate the inflation and
Yeah,
the impact of that, and the history of the fact that markets crash around when a lot of people are about to retire, then I would say 401ks. Plus, it gets taxed
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
So yeah, 401k. Then you can probably
Okay,
go to Roth IRAs too. It might not get taxed,
yeah,
but if are you managing that Roth IRA? Because if you're managing it, do you have MSTR in it? Do
mm,
you have some kind of spot Bitcoin
yeah, absolutely.
in it? You know, you should ask
Yeah,
yourself that question because you're gonna
big crypto is wild.
you're gonna need that return
Exactly,
when that sunsetting age kicks in.
absolutely. Well, so then as we approach this time, then okay, obviously maybe inflation will probably be higher, very likely to be much higher,
Sure, you can't even afford the house right now.
right? Exactly. Um, can Bitcoin in some way serve as a means for whether it's single women or single guys, whoever is single, approaching that final that no, let's not say final, but approaching that age where you should be really transitioning from working all the time
Hmm.
to your money taking care of you.
Mm.
Do you think then Bitcoin, or at least in your view, what do you see Bitcoin doing for people at that time?
Bitcoin can't give them the magic stick, but it can pay for the magic stick,
Hmm,
if you
okay.
know what I mean.
That's interesting. Okay, carry on. Carry on.
Honestly, because like if you look at the rate of return of Bitcoin over time,
Right.
because really single motherhood, single mother getting older, you know, having to run your career and take care of childcare at the same time. These things are expensive,
Mm,
literally expensive. And you put your money in the market, as you can see right now, we're going through a downside. August to September, market's crashing.
right.
You are frustrated. But then if you also put your money in Bitcoin, you're like, this thing is so volatile. But just look at it long term. So
Mm,
you're planning that old age, that old sunset age, right? What is the best investment to put your money in? You know, real estate markets are crashing,
yeah.
right? You know, you can't really rely on your social security number or your pension because that's gone. So where do you put your money now, or
Mm,
slowly start putting some money now? Like literally, what can $10 or $100 of Bitcoin get you 10 years from now? I'm sure it's
mm,
going to be more than everything else based
absolutely.
on the rate of return. So that's what we're talking about this show today is that you're single, life is hard right now. What can you be doing to get yourself to that stage where when that time comes for you to stop working, you have some good vested amount of money that is not going to get crushed by the constant things that the Federal Reserve does with the fiat money.
Absolutely. Well, let's read some comments. Then we'll resume here. We have Jake Fever in the house. What's up, brother?
Subject.
Jake says no. The only thing that can help single mothers is having a man. Stop. Well, they can pay for the man with the Bitcoin, sir. Isn't it the same thing? Yeah, because well, hey, listen, let me not. I don't want to go to that, but at some point in time, if you look at it, these women are single right now. Okay, they are strong, independent women. This is the whole thing. They're gonna get to this point where, obviously, because I mean, as far as I know, I don't think that there is a lot of men who are dating.
Women
uh,
to hold them down.
well, I think most men date downward in age.
True that.
So you see the natural
The supply and demand.
pros of the, yeah,
The
so
economics of
yeah, these women are going to be alone. There's no question about it. They're going to be
Ouch.
alone. So they don't listen, man. There's no time to have a man now. The time has passed. You know what I mean?
And to also add to the factor that women want to tie down one man, whereas men are like, okay, let's add two, let's add three.
This is an interesting something. Okay, just to point out, this is maybe 2 generations ago. My great grandfather
Yep.
had 6 wives.
Hmm. Shall I beat that with my great grandfather?
How many did your grandfather? How many did you have?
My great grandfather had like 200.
200
It's
bucks?
a chief, man.
Who was he? Genghis Khan?
I know that guy was just being given granted wives.
He great. Okay. Say no lie here.
Man, we can almost have an entire city with just my last name.
Listen, man. Guys, actually, there is a lot of people with your last name. I've noticed that. Kaiser Satoshi Nakamoto says, no lie here. Mm, here for the old women. Of course, we're here for the old women, man. We love the old women. It's incredible. At arm's length. But Grand Rising Warrior, he says, right? So he says, good morning, it's El Demnam El. Good morning to you, sir. He says, sound familiar. What sounds familiar?
Yeah, it's funny enough. The wife and I were just talking about a lot of older women looking for younger men.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. We'll see how that turns out as well.
Yeah, just make sure you get a younger man with some Bitcoin in his portfolio, man. Life is great. At some point, the sex will be boring.
Incredible. Incredible. That's how it always goes. Political correct, sunsetting. Is that a politically correct term?
Hey, Wiki Crypto said it. That's the fact.
What is not the, I want the non political correct version of it.
Cougar.
Cougar.
Yeah.
No, because I think cougar is supposed to be like a stylish term these days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 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 something like that. You know what I mean? It's madness. Double O. As you, good luck to them. Good luck to them. This is insane.
No, no, but really though, that was a time in the history of America where this old independence thing was sold hard.
Yeah,
That even to the point that even younger girls now, rather not even cook, they just believe that looking good is enough to
yeah,
hold the relationship down. And men are like, no, like I know you want to be equal and everything else, but at some point, where do we go to in the future?
yeah,
And the culture of like literally, have you seen advertisement on TV? Everything is being sold to women. So there's this habitual thing of just spending, spending, spending to look good.
mm.
Get your fingers done. Get your butterfly lashes done. The lashes big enough to make you fly. Those things are not cheap. And then you're not saving. And then you having relationships. You're not. You can't keep the men.
Mm.
All this hardship just come at you. The economy is coming at you. Your money is coming at you. Your lifestyle is coming at you. And then you get older and you ain't got no money.
This is what I find problematic about this situation, and this is honestly one of the reasons why I think it's important for us to talk about it. Okay, because at the end of the day, a lot of these women are raising men.
Oh, that's
Okay,
another big issue.
and so we also have to look at what is going to be the outcome of these men that come out in the future. You know, it is very important that as a society, we really align ourselves with really the things that are beneficial to us and the people that have the same sort of values moving forward. There is a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot of information out here these days, right? Lack of information is no longer an excuse. It's important that we're able to observe the things that are happening right now
Mm.
and actively make choices to drive our future in the direction that we want it to be. For example, single independent women, right? It's something, it's been their mantra.
For
This
the
is the
longest.
reality that is unfolding for them right now.
Yep.
This is what they asked for, and
Yep.
this is what they're getting.
Yep.
This is why I think it's important for us to be intentional about what kind of future we want as well, what
Mm.
kind of men are going to be coming out in the future. Or
Future leaders, men or women.
it's good to pay attention to these things because the unfortunate thing is, uh, if you're a single mother and poverty is also, I say poverty is also in your life, right? You're having difficulties, then obviously the men or the kids that you're raising have
Also born
worse
into that.
chances,
Yeah.
right?
Just
There's a reason why all of those statistics that people quote are there. So it's about being intentional, and one of the ways in changing this direction is to really be using money that is
hard.
hard money.
Real money.
It's the basics. Once we have that, then we also look at the possibilities of what can be, right? Whether it's the halving, whether it's BlackRock coming into the space, whether it's the rest of the world adopting this money, because otherwise we'll just find ourselves in a place where the future just looks really sad.
There is.
And realistically, if you look at it, it really ends up in this sort of situation where it's like people waiting to die. So there is that, and I think that's why this is important. It's something to consider, but it requires for these women to, first of all, of course, educate themselves on Bitcoin.
Yeah, kind of now looking back to what Jake Fever was saying earlier, that
Mm,
hey, they do need a man in their life.
they do,
So the funny part about all of this is that
but
when a man and a woman gets together, their economies are better because they can combine their money to attain that future. But if you say you want to adopt the future of the independent woman,
mm,
then you definitely need a good asset to store your value for that time when you're old and you don't have the man or the family to support you. You probably have a family because most of them have children from from other men that they've messed around. I mean, you want to be independent does not mean that you're not gonna have sex. And you mess around and you have kids. It's just you and the kids. Life gets more expensive, gets more
well,
hard.
I think the this group of women are probably not going to be in that range. It's there's less kids being had, so I think there's more women
That's
without kids
that's
than
another
the
theory though.
larger right now. Yeah,
Yeah, that's another theory we gotta look at.
but definitely solid points. Let's look at some comments before we move on. This man said Wakanda forever. I love it. Incredible. Yes, listen, man. It's Wakanda forever, brother. I think at some point in time, everyone is going to recognize that as well, right? Says tech is only getting better, says Kaiser. Yeah, tech is only getting better, but
Tech impacted money because money have not changed for a long time. So tech is coming into money now, which is not making money better.
aging is not getting better. Aging is aging. Yeah. So again, it's a dream. You can't have everything in life. This is true, man. Opportunity cost. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. This is just the way life goes.
Mm.
Okay. Legacy. I like that, man. You gotta well.
That explains why Elon Musk is probably having a bunch of kids.
Yeah, I think he's referring to like your grandfather
Oh,
and
with the 200, with the 200.
yes, legacy,
Yeah,
legacy,
yeah.
legacy. Don't you guys have a museum over
Yeah,
there?
we got a family museum and everything.
Look at that.
Trying to keep the family history together.
Legacy, sir. Love it. Absolutely. So, how did she become a single mother? What are we referring to?
How did who?
I'm not sure what that is. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, carry on, sir. What else do you have? We'll come back to some comments later on.
No, yeah. So I think we should be getting towards the conclusion here is that money, it's something that we all need to start paying attention to
Of
because
course,
everything that we do eventually either gets stored in it or gets spent with it,
this is true.
right? And one of the biggest people that this impact the most, trust me, is women. Literally women. Like I have a kid, I have two kids.
Mm,
My daughter costs me more than my son because it's just a lot of stuff that you just gotta keep buying. Women lifestyle. I mean, I'm glad I wasn't born a woman, so I appreciate women, you know. But it's expensive to be a woman. It's more expensive to be a woman than to be a man,
yeah.
and it's even a lot more expensive when you don't have a man to help you, attain some of the greatness of life. So you need to start thinking, what are the solutions? Literally, money. Like when Ecclesiastes in the Bible was saying money is everything, it literally is everything.
Yeah.
But you gotta now store it in good money, not fiat money that is manipulated, controlled by the Federal Reserve, and you're wondering why is life getting more difficult. Like I could buy a house 3 years ago for an affordable rate, but now 3 years later, it's way far beyond reach.
Mm,
I mean, a woman needs shelter to put the kids under. That's a lot of things. And if you say your lifestyle is one that does not need a man, and you're getting older, it just gets more difficult. So you need to put that money in something that really matters. This is why we're
absolutely.
saying they need Bitcoin. Like literally, they need Bitcoin. Like you can't store it inside stock market that is crashing left and right. I mean, I'm not saying not to invest in stock market. I have money in there, but you gotta look for good money, hard
Yeah.
money.
Yeah. It seems like something that has that potential to fund the future and the future of future generations,
Hmm.
right? So yeah, it's worth learning it. But this is just something that we brought together based on everything we see going on right now. Let us know what are some other areas where you think Bitcoin can resolve some issues. We're gonna read the rest of these comments here, and then I think we can call it a day.
A show.
Sounds like a plan, sir.
Let's do it.
Listen, let's not call anybody a old hack, but it says old hack
No, no
there.
comment.
Zombie movies teaching women looking cute and going out to what is that? To cut it when the rubber hits the asphalt.
That's well, yeah.
Yeah, so movies essentially. indoctrinating women to maybe some sort of unrealistic
The music lifestyle,
expectation.
and the same people pushing this music at you are married with kids, but you're over out here
You
clubbing all
know,
day.
that is something that I've always thought was
Yeah,
interesting,
I'm
you know,
telling you,
until
man.
someone pointed it out to me. It's like, I do not, I mean, the fact that Beyonce is married, shocking.
Oh, yep, yeah.
Single ladies, what was that other? I don't know what sort of
Hey,
song
man,
does she
I'm
have.
telling you, man.
Yeah, but you get the point,
Well,
right? You
you're
get.
out here popping bottles instead of using that money for popping bottles to buy Bitcoin. Hey.
Listen, buy. Well, secure your future. I'm put it that way. Yeah. If you enjoyed the yes, ladies and gentlemen, please before we go, please be sure to smash this like button. Okay, subscribe to the channel. Okay, I even wore this coat today, but the cool enough, man.
You melted.
It's actually making me hot, dude. Like I can't. Like you might notice I'm sweating unnecessarily. It's way too hot, but
Hey, what you gotta do for love, man?
hey, for the ladies is what I did it for. Say, man, you got swag for real. Nice. Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you. You know, usually, listen, man. Where did I buy this? Was it Chicago?
No, was it Chicago? Yeah,
Was it
yeah,
Chicago, right?
yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
saw it and you were like,
Listen, sir.
man, that cut is calling me, and you
Mm,
went for it.
it's calling me. You're in there. It just fits like a glove, man. Had
Yeah.
to buy it, you know. Let's see. A lot of females are raising boys, hoping to somehow raise them to be a man
Put that
without
on the
a
screen. Yeah.
man in sight. This is very true.
Actually, that's a good lesson for financial
This
education
is very
because
true.
when we do financial education,
Hmm.
you realize that a lot of kids are growing under single motherhood, and all they see is their mother struggling and
Yeah.
also constantly spending what's coming in without any savings. And one of the first steps
Mm,
of financial literacy is the ability for you to save. So if all you know all your life is your mother spending and struggling and never saving, then you also grow up as a boy not knowing how to
yeah.
save and provide for your family when you eventually have one.
Same pattern.
And Bitcoin is one of the first things that teaches you what it means to be a saver, a real saver, in money that does not deflate away. You see how all of that connects together?
Incredible.
Interesting world, man.
Look at that. Very, very good point there,
Insightful. Yep.
Kaiser, for
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
Right. So, where do we discuss public policy and how to incentivize this independence? That is a good question.
I will answer that. So, one of the things that Vivek has been doing, I'm not saying I'm voting for Vivek, is that it's been pushing that old family mentality, that
Yeah.
old get involved in public policy,
Mm,
which you and I have also talked about, that we need to start getting involved in our local politics
right.
because this is where it all starts. We have California telling you that it's okay for boy girls to go inside girls' bathroom to share the same bathroom. There's this old push against, oh, it's okay for, you call them transformers, to push their agenda on, like, at a young age, like, it just gets complicated. Let's bring the family back together. Let's bring what it means to be a society back together. I think it's a big agenda out there to destroy this, to keep you relying on the government, keep you depending on the government for your lifestyle.
Public policy and how to incentivize this independence. Well, I think you make some very strong points there, Double O. That's for sure. Uh, and I think when it comes to public policy, I've not really given that a whole lot of thought yet because, in some ways, my Bitcoin mind is somewhat still radical, where I just want to buy the Bitcoin and hold it. Because we're talking policy at the same time, we look at the people in leadership, they're kind of all over the place. So
Yep.
that's something I have to think about a bit more for sure. But you're right, we do have to get involved in local politics.
Yep.
Even though at the time when I was saying that, I was saying we're doing it for personal, personal
Hustle
gain and
gains.
personal reason, right? Right. The only thing that changes the statistics of single mothers is raising single mothers raising kids is to get a man. Bitcoin, no. Bitcoin will certainly not fix raising kids. That's for sure.
I already said Bitcoin will not give you the
Okay,
magic stick.
we're saying that these women are going to run out of money and they'll be homeless 80-year-old women. Is what we're saying. How do they protect themselves from that? That's where we're
how
going
would
with this.
how did they change their psychology for them to be able to have a man to keep a man if all their life
Yeah,
they've just been taught about independent? So if you're a psychologist, you might have some money to be made in this space
absolutely.
because there's some re-engineering that actually needs to be done.
Yeah, there we go. Well, let's wrap it up then. 9:30 is the time, ladies and gentlemen. We want to wish you a spectacular week. maybe I shouldn't have worn a suit right after coming from the gym as well. I need to
For the
go
love,
in
for
the
the
suit.
love,
All
love,
that,
man.
man. Let's get out of this suit, man. It's too hot for this right now. It's too hot. Listen, Hulk smash. Yes, Hulk smash. Hulk smash that button, ladies and gentlemen. We have a button for that one. Let's see. We have something. We have to have something.
Boop, boop, boop. There you
There we
go.
go. In there. Great discussion. Thank you, brother. That's Mr. Frank. Mr. Ugu, we see you
Yeah.
there, sir. Watching from two times speed. Thank you, sir. Be sure to like the video as well as you go. Okay, gentlemen, have a great day. Have a great week as well. Okay, it's always a beautiful one. We'll see you guys next Monday. Um, Outro music, double O. Any final thoughts before we close this up? Oh yeah, please subscribe to the channel. By the way, follow us on X, Stackfin, and of course we're setting up Nostr. By the way, I'm almost halfway there. Like I've configured it. I just need to add it onto our page here as well.
Yep.
Anything else, sir?
Yes, we love the blacks. I would say we love the women.
I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. It is what it is.
We love the women. We did this for y'all.
It is absolutely powerful. I love it. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it's been beautiful. Drink water, eat your vegetables, etc., etc. Brazen out.
Champion, double O.